Well, I'm here with Olivia Simmons, one of the actors in You Can't Run Forever. This movie is pretty great. I don't know why I never thought of J.K. Simmons as a serial killer, but it kind of tracks when watching this. I guess what was kind of your experience working on this? Because I see that you, J.K. Simmons, Michelle Schumacher, and Joe Simmons, Randall Schumacher, all worked on a previous movie, I'm Not Here, and so just getting the gang back together, so to speak, for this one.
Yeah. This one was like so incredible because in I'm Not Here, I was an extra on set for one day, and that was sort of the extent of my contribution.
It
And
counts. It counts.
it certainly does, yeah. But this time, I really felt like I was involved in a lot of it. And even on days where I wasn't shooting, I would just come to visit the set because it was so great and such an awesome learning experience for me. And it really made me feel like a professional, which is an awesome feeling when you're somebody as young as me and this new to the industry. But it was great.
Yeah, what's kind of just your background in acting? Because I know like people have credits on IMDb, but that doesn't usually paint the full picture of what they've done in the past.
Yeah. I had done a couple feature films before this one. Most recently, a film called Honor Student, directed by Tamika Miller. And that was such an incredible experience. And then I've been studying BFA acting at Pace University. I graduate this month, which is crazy. And yeah, so I was actually in the middle of my college training when we shot this. I took a year off of school to do this. And yeah, kind of just hit the ground running on this one. Quite literally, actually.
So I'm not an actor. So what kind of goes like when you do acting training or go to acting school? What would a class be like doing that? Like here's a script, act it out, or like what are some of the I guess homework or things that you do in that?
Yeah. It's highly dependent on not only the year but also the class itself. So like a lot of the stuff that we did in my freshman year was movement work and sort of classes that are designed to get you out of your own head and comfortable doing ridiculous things. And then as you move on, you go into different focuses. So we had a Chekhov class where we studied all Chekhov work and just put up scenes. And then same thing with Shakespeare. And yeah, honestly, a lot of what it is just practice and finding what works for you. So they give us material. We work it in class, and then there are electives and stuff. So, like this semester, I took sketch comedy. I took a directing class as well, and stage combat knife, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, there's so many different ways that you can go, and a lot of training that I've had, which I'm very grateful for.
Knife? Knife? What's
Knife.
what's knife? Here's a knife. Try
Yeah,
not to
I
kill
mean,
someone with it.
it's a stage combat discipline. There's like a lot of different weapon trainings, but I took knife this semester and they give you a rubber knife, don't worry. But
That's
yeah,
no
they teach
fun.
you how to like do the different moves and stuff, and then it's deceptively difficult. But I passed. I passed
Yeah.
the class.
And then you also mentioned Shakespeare. Like a lot of actors mention Shakespeare. What is it about Shakespeare that people always go to, or is that just kind of like I guess we got to do Shakespeare because everyone else does it?
Certainly, a lot of people feel that way about Shakespeare. Personally, I absolutely love it. I think it's such good training for actors because it's really about the extremes. I think when you're doing Shakespeare, you have to lean into the I don't want to say absurdity, but the heightened emotion of it, and that's something that's really good training for actors because if you're able to go super big, then it's easier to tone it down. It's hard if you are always staying really subtle and little and trying to get bigger. So that's personally why I find Shakespeare to be very helpful. And I also just love watching Shakespeare and being in Shakespeare because it's so beautiful,
Yeah.
obviously.
What's your favorite Shakespeare thing to perform, or like whether something you've performed before or something's like I would really like to do that character sometime.
My favorite Shakespeare play is Hamlet, and the only thing that I've ever done in Hamlet is some of Hamlet's soliloquies, so I would love to be in a production of Hamlet.
Yeah. Also, like as an actor, like when you're watching other actors, what are you looking for to determine like a good actor versus a better actor? Like for instance, you have five actors nominated for an Oscar. What's going to be the secret sauce that's going to make you vote for one over another?
Ooh, that's a good question. In general, I would say it's sort of a quality of effortlessness that I'm always drawn to when it comes to really good actors. I think the most interesting actors are the ones where you completely forget that they're acting and then the movie's over and you're like, oh, wait, that was so and so. I've seen them before. With a specific situation like an Oscar thing, I guess I'm always in support of actors who undergo the most dramatic transformation because I think that that shows not only did you seem natural in this part that is so extreme, but that means that you really did the work to put yourself into the shoes of somebody who is extremely different from yourself. Speaking of like my father in this movie, like it's such a dramatic shift of personality, and I think that's what acting is all about. And not to say that the more subtle and sort of close to home parts are not interesting because I absolutely love getting to play somebody who just feels real and feels like they could be me. But if we're going to talk Oscars, then I guess those are the parts that people tend to go for.
Speaking of J.K. Simmons, like I know him from the movies. You know him a lot better than that, obviously. So seeing him go from throwing a symbol at someone's head to being a serial killer is not that big of a leap for me. But like, but I'm sure that leap is much bigger for you. Like, what's something that Speaking of watching other actors, what's something that he does, knowing him personally, that someone like me wouldn't quite be privy to or see?
Yeah, he in real life is pretty awesome. He's a cool guy. He's so funny. Like I mean, he's played a lot of funny characters, so that is something that is probably at least somewhat apparent to people, but like he's just hilarious and he has this dry sense of humor and sarcasm that I think I inherited. And also just loves playing board games. Like our family, we play games all the time and we're all really close and we like goofing around and that's something that I would love people to know.
And also, like, so you got you, J.K. Simmons, Michelle Schumacher, Randall Schumacher, and Joe Simmons. I'm guessing by the name that they're related as well.
Yep.
But the idea of getting my family together to make a movie just seems exciting to me, and it'll never happen. But you got to do it. Like, what's it? What are the family reunions like? Are they just like, yeah, we're not going to do barbecue. We're just going to make a movie. Like,
Well, luckily we kind of do both. In fact, while we were on set, Randall, who is my uncle and the producer, he would grill for the cast and crew because we all stayed in the same hotel and there was this one patio that had a grill on it and he would grill for everybody. But in terms of family reunions, again, like we just love playing board games and doing stuff like that. And sometimes the conversations will turn to, okay, so what's the next project going to be and how can we be involved? So it really is both. We have work hard, play hard. We love doing that all together.
nice. What you said board games, and I love board games. What ones
Yes.
do you play?
Oh my God, there's so many. There's a game called Viticulture that we really love to play. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
so you're not talking about Monopoly. You're talking about like the good ones.
no, exactly. Like the Euro games. My brother Joe, he's gotten us really into all these like different complicated board games. My personal favorite is it's a card game actually, but it's called The Crew. It's a cooperative card game. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's super fun. Highly
I
recommend.
have not, but I will recommend Blood on the Clock Tower if you get a bunch of people together.
Oh, I've heard of this. I'm writing that down. Blood on the Clock Tower, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Social deduction, basically, and it's great for actors because basically all you got to do is lie to each other.
See, I love games like that, like werewolf, deception. Yeah.
Yeah, Blood on the Clock Tower and Werewolves is kind of the same thing.
Okay, nice.
Similar thing anyway, but yeah, it's real fun. So you can't run forever. What was the seed of this story? Like what got this particular movie going?
My mom and her writing partner, Carolyn Carpenter, wrote this in COVID, and they were just inspired by I want to say, like general chaos that was happening. I think because of the isolation that everybody was going through, unfortunately, mental health was not at its best in our society, and because of that, there were a lot of tragic things that that happened, and stories of people just kind of snapping because of their isolation. And so they wanted to write a story that really emphasized the importance of family and of mental health awareness and of finding resources for that when you're in trouble.
Definitely gonna check out I'm Not Here. Actually, Honor Student looks really good too. Like, what's one of your the favorite movies that you've been in so far? Like something where you're like, I really nailed it on that one.
Um, I would definitely recommend Honor Student. That's another movie that has a really important message. And Hudson Yang is phenomenal in it. Kelly Jen Red. It's basically the two of them the whole time, and then I come in a few times. But that is a brilliant movie, and the script, I mean, talk about a well-written movie. That was a pleasure to work on, for
Yeah.
sure.
Is that something you're aspire to ever as far like writing or directing, or is there anything other than acting that you're like, I really want to do that?
Yeah, I do love writing a lot, and I love songwriting because I'm a singer as well.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so writing, singing, I'd love to find a way to sort of incorporate all of that into my career.
Do you do any recordings or have any like albums or anything?
I don't have an album, but the UK version of You Can't Run Forever, the trailer, actually has a song that I wrote and sing, and then my brother he like produced that song, so we worked together on the song that's featured in that trailer.
Nice. Well, I run karaoke, so if you ever make your way to Colorado Springs, hit me up and we can
Hell
sing some
yeah.
White Snake.
That's super cool. I'm there.
We also have a What's in the Box segment, and it's basically a box of movies, and we pull one out each week to watch for the following week. And these are movies we have people put movies into the box, and these are movies that are either deeply personal to you or movies that like that movie's really good and no one talks about it. What's a movie you would like to put into the box?
Ugh, love this question. Is The Favorite by Yorgos Lanthimos in there?
No, it's not.
That's a great movie.
All right. It's in the
Yeah,
box. Well, not now. We'll
nice.
put it in later, but
Cool.
yeah, You Can't Run Forever, I believe comes out May 17th. And this is a hell of a thriller. It's cool because it's like you could have got away with just making like a real tight like cat and mouse, but then it goes further than that. I don't want to get into that, obviously, but yeah, I'd recommend everyone see it. And congratulations. You guys must have had a blast working on this and it paid off because the movie turned out great.
Oh, yay. Thank you. Appreciate that.